Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's demo, I will show you how you can streamline your project initiation process by utilizing Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let's get started. Our agenda for today is first we will overview of project progress groups, and then I will show you step-by-step project initiation with Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let's start with 5 project process groups and their artifacts. Project progress groups are a series of phases that guide project management from initiation to closure. They are defined by the Project Management Institute, or in short, PMI, and are part of the project management body of knowledge. There are 5 main process groups, and for each process groups, as you can see, there are a couple of artifacts. Basically, you use different inputs using different tools and create these outputs. For initiation process group, this involves defining the project at a high level and obtaining authorization to start the project. So if you are a project manager, you would typically have these document ready because it authorizes that you can now go ahead and utilize the organizational resources to deliver the project. As part of this project progress group, we also have stakeholder register where you would identify all the key stakeholders for the project and then identify their influences, identify their interests, and based on that, you would create stakeholder engagement management plan. For planning, we have different artifacts as you can see here, but the planning is about creating detailed project management plan that includes project scope, project schedule, budget information, etc. You would also create communication, change management plans. There are many artifacts there. Uh, if you manage large projects, you would typically have more artifacts, but small projects you would be able to satisfy with the artifacts that's shown here. For executing phase, uh, basically we are here starting to implement our project plan. So as a project manager, you would manage your team so that they can deliver the project deliverables. Monitoring and controlling is another phase, but it's actually implemented concurrently with executing phase. So basically for executing, you would implement a project management plan, and using monitoring and controlling, you would track the project deliverables, identify the project risks, and make sure that you address them in advance so that they don't turn into issues. For closing project process group, this is the final phase that involves finalizing all project activities to formally close the project or phase. But for this demo, we will only focus on initiating process group, where we will create project charter and identify the project stakeholders. Here is an overview of our demo today. So we will use Copilot in Outlook to gather the project requirements, and we will do a couple of actions here utilizing Copilot, including summarize of the email by Copilot. Then we will also schedule a call with using Copilot. Using Business Chat, we will be able to create a project charter. This is going to be drop project charter. And I will also walk through the capabilities of the business chat, which I think it's really great tool to use. Have a team meeting using Microsoft Teams, and we will utilize Copilot to identify the list of action items for us. And then we will use that action items to assign tasks. We will also create loop workspace for our project and create project initiation loop page and add all the key information. We will also use Copilot and Whiteboard to basically identify the project stakeholders and identify their influence and interests. At the end, we will have Copilot and Word to finalize the project charter. So in a nutshell, this is the flow of today's demo. Let's get started. Before we start, I want to talk about the Copilot here. So we are talking about Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's You can get access to Microsoft 365 Copilot. First, you need to have enterprise or business plan, Microsoft 365 plan. On top of that, you would need to have Microsoft 365 Copilot license. Again, if you have personal subscription or Microsoft account, you won't be able to utilize this feature. Here I'm in my Outlook scenario. Here I have a project sponsor just emailed me high level project information so that I can go ahead and start the project initiation. So as you can see, there are some details here: project name, business case, objectives, scope, etc. So in general, project chart are typically written by project sponsor, then project manager, you would utilize it to kickstart of the project planning. So as you can see, it's kind of long email, but sometimes you would have threads. The first thing I will do here, I will click Summary by Copilot. This is really great feature. Basically, it will go ahead and summarize the key information. And here is the key information, for example, timeline, project team, project budget, etc. This is more digestible, I would say, but I can keep asking questions. This is actually a new feature. If I click Ask Copilot, you would see Copilot pane on the right and start interacting with the email. By the way, the information here actually grounded on the email content. So let me go ahead and ask, for example, what are the key dates for the project? Perfect. As you can see, I can interact with my data. So as soon as I put my first prompt, now the other prompt samples here, this is coming from our content, email content, which is grounded on that. So I can ask, can you provide more details on the testing phase? Everything coming from this email. That's the beauty of this feature. Perfect. As you can see here, we have it highlighted basically this information for us, and we can utilize it if we need to. So once I'm done here, basically all I need just go ahead and reply this email. I can say simply, let me close this. I will utilize draft with Copilot. So it just basically wrote the draft the email for me. I can review it, and if I want, I can actually change the term, make it longer, make it shorter, make it sound formal, more direct. Like even if you want, like you can make it a poem, so that would make it even longer. So I don't need that. So all I need to do is keep it, and then I will go ahead and send this email basically to reply my project sponsor. So another action I will do here is basically there is schedule with Copilot action. This is really beautiful. So if I come here, this will include all the people included in the email. So then name of the project, as you can see here, you can choose Teams meeting or not. Then it also creates the agenda here. It basically reviews the email body itself, and based on that, it creates the agenda and summarize it. If you're okay with that, click insert. If I'm okay, all I need just click send. So now I am done with Copilot in Outlook. The next step will be using Business Chat. Microsoft 365 Copilot Business Chat. This is basically an AI-driven productivity tool within Microsoft 365, and it's designed to integrate seamlessly with your work data and applications. For example, you might have data in your emails, files, etc. So when you utilize some prompts, it will bring that data for you here. So you can get access to Business Chat in Microsoft 365 here, or you can get access to that feature here in Outlook. All you need just click, or you can get access to using Copilot in Teams. Now I'm here, so I want to ask Copilot to create a draft project charter. So all I need now, put some prompt here to create a draft project charter. So I've actually utilized a new feature called saving your prompt samples. If you come here, view prompts, and if you go to saved, this is the prompt that I saved. Basically, I will click please create a project charter, and I put my recent email from my boss Hugo Smith, and refer to our meetings. The project charter should be in a table format and include the following sections like business case, objectives, etc. All I need, just click send. So as you can see, within seconds, it created a project charter for us. And we can get more information by providing additional prompts. Now this looks good, but I would like to utilize another feature called Pages. If I click Edit in Pages, this will open up a side-by-side canvas where I can further interact with Copilot and update the information here. This is called Copilot Pages. Basically, Microsoft defines Copilot Pages as a dynamic, persistent canvas designed for multiplayer AI collaboration in Microsoft 365 Copilot, and soon users with Microsoft Entra account will also get access to Microsoft Copilot Pages. The key features, basically, it's dynamic canvas. I can interact here and Copilot will add information. It got the multiplayer collaboration. Basically here, multiple people can collaborate here. Side-by-side editing, as you can see, I have here. I can add information here. Then if I want, I can also add information here. That makes the process smoother because it's not static anymore. It can be dynamic. I can add my colleague, for example. Can initiate access. Perfect. And I can also share this content with my team members. So there is a share button here. You can click to share it. But if you think this is little, you need to look at the in bigger screen, you can open this in Pages. If you click on that, it will take you to Pages. So here is the overall project description. What I need to do, the first time I open this, I'm going to rename the page itself so that I can easily find it or refer it using other copilots. So here we are. So now I can actually go ahead and share this content with my colleagues. I'll just basically include all the people in my organization and click apply. You remember we scheduled call with our team. Here is the project kickoff meeting we had. And right underneath, there is a new action called collaborative meeting notes. This is Microsoft Loop. So I will just copy and paste that information here as an agenda item so that we can look at the information together. And also I can put it in our meeting chat so that people can leverage this link to further interact with the Copilot page. Once I am here, what I can do now, I think there is really great information here. I can create a loop project workspace and include this information there. So I will click create new workspace and I will include my team members and click continue. Based on the workspace name, Copilot was smart enough to bring this information. This is a loop page basically we created. I'll just select this and click create. So as you can see, the information is already here. So what I will do, I will go ahead and create project initiation phase. I will add a nice icon here. Then I will bring all the relevant information in this loop page so that I can categorize information and delete the first one. And from here, I can create multiple information. For example, I can use Copilot to edit the existing loop page. For example, project brief, edit with Copilot. Perfect. Click send. If I like the content, I can just click keep draft and this will keep draft information that I want. Now that we created the initial project charter information, now I would like to discuss it with my team. Here is a Teams meeting. As you can see, I had a chat with my team member and now I'm utilizing Copilot. If you click more prompts, there are existing Copilot prompt samples here you can leverage. For example, I'm using list action items. And this is going to list all the action items that we discussed during the meeting. I can also use other prompt samples like recap meeting so far, list main ideas we discussed, etc. Perfect. I can review the information. I can also put my own prompt. For example, typically for list of action items, I ask Copilot, list all the action items, identify the assigned team members, add the due date information, and create it in a table format. This will go ahead and create a nice table with tasks, task owners, and due date information. So from here, all I need is just copy the Copilot generated outcome, open the page that I had, and paste that information in the loop. I can change the data types if I want, or simply I can remove the static name and select the people and make it dynamic. So this is one of the ways that we can utilize Microsoft Loop and Copilot together. Now that we have tasks, I can actually create a new page for task tracking. So here I can ask Copilot, create a project task tracking table. Here all I need to put a simple prompt, create a project task tracking table, and hit send. Perfect, because between project initiation and project planning phases, you would have like some of the tasks that you need to track. So here is the table that it's just created. I can just keep draft. So in your prompt, you can also specify the start date and end date, and this will also list those information for you. And I can also simply drag and drop it here because this is part of project brief or project initiation process group. Now that I'm done with Microsoft Loop, I can go ahead and open my whiteboard. Here I put some initial information. If you come here, you have three different actions here. You can click suggest. You can suggest a way to do stakeholder mapping. Click send, enter. Click send. And here are the list of basically suggestion that Copilot provided. If I want, I can click insert. So this is saying basically identify key stakeholders, analyze their influence, assess their interest levels, prioritize stakeholders by impact, etc. But here I have already done some work. So you can see here we have identified key stakeholders. This is the number of stakeholders. I've also analyzed the stakeholder interests. You can see here. And then we have prioritized the stakeholders' influence. Now, what I can do, I can just come here, click Copilot icon, and click Summarize. This is one of the best features that I really like about Copilot and why it created this nice information for us. All I need, just review it and copy this information, come back to our loop, and here I will create stakeholder register. I'll name this the stakeholder register, and then I'll just paste that information here. And as you can see, all the information we captured is listed here. And if I want, I can open this stakeholder mapping in Whiteboard, and this will take us to the whiteboard. So as you can see, I'm inside the loop and I can edit the information within Microsoft Loop. I think this is fantastic feature. On the other hand, there is another feature here called categorize. For example, I can simply come here, click categorize. So categorize feature helps us to categorize the information in certain clusters. So for example, here you can see it categorizes the information in stakeholder interest, influence level, etc. So pay attention if you want to use this feature, your information need to be in sticky notes. Otherwise, this feature will not work as of now. Now that we done some stakeholder analysis and we put it to our Microsoft Loop, all we need now, we can go ahead and open a Word file. And I can just simply say create a project charter for the. It's always helpful if you bring the name of the project. You can say refer to my emails, chats, meetings. If you put that and wait, it will also give you some suggestions, like include a section on stakeholder engagement and project milestones. I can simply click tab. This will include, and wait a couple of seconds, and you can see it will provide more sample prompts for you. Once you are done, all you need click generate. So this will go ahead and create the project charter for you, and then you can add the information you want. So here we go. as you can see, in short time period, we were able to streamline our project initiation process using Microsoft 365 Copilot, and we saved a lot of times. So the next video will be about project planning using Copilot, where we will use Copilot to further help us to create a project management plan, to do risk analysis in Whiteboard, create executive summary, and then we will also have another demo videos for example, project execution, project closing, etc. I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please give thumbs up, subscribe my channel, and if you have any questions, thoughts, please make sure that you put in the comment section and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.